So, for our introduction, agriculture is one of major contributor to the food industry wastewater. The fruit and vegetable industry typically produce large volume of solid waste. The effluent contain high organic load, cleansing and blanching agent, salt and suspended solids, such as fibers and soil particles. They may also contain pesticide residue, which is washed from the raw material. Liquid effluents containing a variety of contaminants may be generated during different processing stages. And also, although problem can occur with poor management of solid waste and effluent, so analysis of contaminant load in wastewater is required to determine treatment requirements. So this is our general processing line, which is from receiving raw material, chilling storage for raw material, selecting and sorting, washing, blanching, cutting, trimming, peeling, go to extraction, filtration, pressing, heating treatment such as cooking and steaming. Next is preservation such as sterilization, pasteurization, HPP, addition or food additive. And next is packaging and labeling such as vacuum packaging and modified atmosphere packaging. And next is product storage, and for the last process is transporting. So next in our presentation, we would like to talking about three type of contamination, which is include physical, chemical and biological contamination, and also how to control the contamination.
The first physical contaminant is plant matter. It is a biodegradable organic matter found in the fruit and vegetable. It can be a nutrient source of microorganisms because they are come from the organic substance. For example, the plant stalk, leaves, fruit ring or peel, seed, pulp, and any dry matter. When it comes these fruit and vegetable products from the agriculture, the plant matters will come along with. The cross-contamination can cause during share when they share the equipment and utensils. It is regarding to the food surface contact. In the industry, they are willing to get necessary parts and also dispose the other unnecessary matter. So when it comes to the extraction, it will remove the peel, seed, and also the pulp outside. And also they also can turn that and attach to the utensil equipment. All those things can be detected by our naked eyes. So the impact is if we didn't trim the utensils properly, it will cause the microbial growth and no contact with other new batch, and also it will reduce the cleaning efficiency during the washing step. The insect and small animal is also considered as physical contaminants in this industry. It is either viable or dead found in the fruit and vegetables. Besides, it also considered as a herbivore and plant pest because they almost consume the food and vegetable as their nutrient source in their life. This industry, it is either viable or dead found in the fruit and vegetables. Besides, it also considered as a herbivore and plant pest because they almost consume the food and vegetable as their nutrient source in their life. The example of them are houseflies, caterpillar, earthworm, fruit fly, mango, and ant. They almost exist in the industry during the receiving more material. How does it cause the cross-contaminants? There are two scenarios. The first one is they almost come from the agricultural farms. Before they transfer to the industry, they also hide inside the fruit and vegetable and grow or invest in them. The second is the improper pest control in the industry. Sometimes the pest can also come inside the industry. It can cause the contaminants during all the processing line. Alright, I would like to show a demonstration about the washing step. Actually, the washing step is almost used to remove the physical particles from the fruit and vegetable. The picture shows on the right hand side is a water in a basin which has washed several times the vegetable after harvesting. What do you see on this water? If you notice that on the water surface there has one leaf, the dry matter, the brown color ones, and so has shown a small piece of the white matter on the surface, whereas it can be seen the sand and also the stone which is almost found at the bottom of the water.
Chemical fertilizers. Example of chemical fertilizers are ammonium sulfate, ammonium phosphate, ammonium nitrate, urea, and so forth. Next, for the contamination, firstly is by washing. By washing, we can remove excess of fertilizers that have been used by the farmers. Leaching of nutrients will happen. The nutrients comes from the fertilizers itself. Okay, when the farmers discharge the wastewater, so the wastewater is not being treated of, then it will go directly to the river. Other than that is fertilizing. Fertilizing when the fertilizers have been used by the farmers are used uncontrollably. This will lead to accumulation on the farmland itself. When the farmland is being washed by the rainwater, so the water will get absorbed into the soil. Then the water will get into the river immediately. The impacts of these are firstly eutrophication and leaching of nitrate. Okay, for eutrophication, where we may find excess of algae in the river, okay, this will lead to the oxygenation of water, where the level of oxygen in the water is low. Then it may kill the living things inside the water, aquatic living things such as fish and many more. Other than that, it will contribute to high chlorine of water, which is not good. Then leaching of nitrate to the river. Okay, excess level of nitrate will threat to humans' health. Of course, in the village, they don't usually treat the water. They will directly take the water for drinking. Okay, when they do drink this polluted water, it may cause diarrhea and dehydration. The worst thing is that when nitrates change to nitrites in our body, will change the function of hemoglobin. The function of hemoglobin is to carry oxygen. So when they have changed the function of hemoglobin, we will lack of oxygen in the body. We cannot supply the oxygen throughout our body to all cells properly. Okay, the next point is pesticide. Okay, pesticide are chemical that contain sulfur, chlorine, nitrogen, phosphorus, organophosphorus, and bromine. Okay, how the contamination may occur is that are by washing and blanching. Okay, by washing and blanching, the pesticide residues will leach out from the fruits and vegetables. When the farmers and the fruits and vegetable industries discharge this wastewater into the river without being treated, it may cause contamination and pollution. Okay, other than that, the excessive usage of pesticide in the farmland by the farmers and the industry, when the rainwater wash all those things and the wastewater or the pesticide residue will be absorbed into the soil and directly go into the river. So this may cause pollution too. For the impact, firstly is that the contamination of surface water and biota. This will lead to dysfunction of ecological system in surface water, and it may cause the aquatic life to die. Okay, for example, loss of top predators. This is happen because of the pesticide inhibit their growth and their reproductive system cannot function very well. Okay, for public health impact, the human will eat the contaminated fish, and this will lead to immune system deficiencies. Okay, when this can accumulate in the body, in the human body, it may cause numerous health effects. Then that is irrigation. Okay, the water, the farmers and industry did not use the normal water to water their plants, so they will put salt solution in the water. Okay, this okay for the contamination. when the farmers and industries do the irrigation activity uncontrollably. Okay, so irrigation, of course, in the water itself contains salts. Salts, when they do irrigation, the salt will accumulate on the farmland. Okay, on the farmland. So when they keep on irrigating, the water will be absorbed into the soil and then get into the river and may cause pollution. Okay, other than that, by watering and rainwater. So for example, rainwater, when the rainwater wash the salt residues, so that the excess of it will go into the river. Okay, this may cause pollution. For the impact, firstly, it's a runoff of salt. This may cause salinization of surface water. So this may lead to ecological damage, bioaccumulation in edible fish, and many more. Other than that, enrichment of water with salts, of course, it may give negative impact to humans' health.
The microbial contamination. The most common microbial contamination that occurs in fresh fruits and vegetables are bacteria. Examples of bacteria that links to fruits and vegetables are E. coli, Salmonella, Shigella, and Listeria monocytogenes. These bacteria are the common cause for outbreaks for fresh fruits and vegetables consumed by humans. Contamination from these bacteria can be sourced from the use of contaminated water for irrigation and washing, and also the usage of unclean cutter and knives for cutting, trimming, and peeling purposes. The impact of these bacteria to human is gastrointestinal illnesses such as diarrhea, fever, abdominal pain, and vomiting. The second microbial contamination is protozoa. Example of protozoa that links to fruits and vegetables are Cryptosporidium and Cyclospora. These are the most common parasitic contaminants that are found in fruits and vegetables. Contamination from these protozoa can be caused from the use of contaminated water for washing and irrigation purposes, and contamination from direct contact with infected food handlers or workers. Protozoa contamination can cause diarrheal illnesses to humans with abdominal cramps, vomiting, and weight loss. Third microbial contamination is by virus. Common examples of virus related to fruits and vegetables are norovirus and hepatitis A. Contamination from these viruses are also by the usage of contaminated water for washing and irrigation, and also by the direct contact with infected workers or food handlers during harvesting, processing, and distribution. The impact of these viruses to human is diarrhea, vomiting, nausea, jaundice, and flu-like illnesses.
Several control measures can be applied to reduce the wastewater of fruits and vegetables. First, we must acquire the raw fruit or vegetables that is clean or known as organic in the market, as it can reduce the concentration of dirt and organics, including the pesticides, during the discharge of those wastes, or known as effluent. Secondly, we should minimize the use of water for cleaning floors and machines. We should use the auto dilution system instead to mix the chemicals. Third, we should separate and recirculate the processed wastewater. It can reduce the liquid waste load in terms of biological oxygen demand and also water consumption. Lastly, we shall remove the solid waste without the use of water.
As a conclusion for the specific contaminants in wastewater generated from vegetable and fruit industry, different contamination categories requires extensive approach so that proper treatment can be applied. In order to protect the ecosystems of nearby bodies of water, this wastewater needs to be effectively treated and in many cases recycled.